Hi guys. Over the last week, you've worked with finding equivalent fractions and decimals using tenths and hundreds, pictorial representations, and using the division strategy to find equivalency. This week, you've begun comparing and ordering fractions using fraction strips. Today, you will use a number line to compare and order them, mainly ordering them. I'm going to model how to use a number line with a few numbers. For this lesson, you will only need pencil paper or a dry erase board and marker. But first, all you need to do is pay attention to me. Now, follow along because it will be your turn to join in with me next. Your learning target for today: I can order and compare fractions and decimals using a number line. Here we have fractions and decimals that we will label on the number line. So doing this will also help you to arrange them in order from least to greatest. As you can see, the number line starts at 5/10 and goes all the way to 8/10. In between the numbers are tick marks. There are 9 tick marks between each tenth. Those tick marks represent hundreds. Those tick marks represent hundreds. Enough of me talking. Let's begin representing the first number. Beginning with the first number, we can easily label 6/10. It's shown right there under the number line. That one was easy. We put a dot on the number line to show 6/10. And we also wrote 6/10. The next one we have is 5/10. No, you don't see 5/10 written as a fraction on the number line, but you do see it represented as a decimal. Listen to how you say it: 5/10. So we're locating 5/10 and we're labeling it. I wrote the fraction above the decimal to stay consistent with how the numeric form is represented in the original problem. Okay, let's go on to the next number. The next number is written in decimal form. The number we have here is 7,600. Now this is where the tick marks come in. There is a 7 in the tenths place. So let's find 7/10. Well, there is a 6 in the hundredths place. So we will count over 6 hundredths. So 7/10 or 70 hundredths, 71 hundredths, 72 hundredths, 73 hundredths, 74 hundredths, 75 hundredths, 76 hundredths, which is what we have represented at the top on the number line. In our list of numbers, we have labeled 76 hundredths, written as a decimal. Below, you will also see that I wrote it in a number bond so that you're able to also see the representation written. What's hidden underneath says 7/10 because the 7 is in the tenths place, and 9 hundredths because the 9 is in the hundredths place. Just breaking it down so that you're able to also see it. Our next number that we have is 79/100. Again, the fraction is written and not the decimal form. That's okay, we got it. Just as we did the last one, there is a 7 in the tenths place. So we will find 7/10. And then we will count over 9 hundredths, 9 tick marks, as we have done. Again, I have labeled it as a fraction because that's how it was labeled in the original problem type. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one that we have in our list is 53 hundredths. 53 hundredths. Now, 53 hundredths is written as a decimal, but you may say, hey, we only have tenths here. But remember, 5 is in the tenths place. So 5/10 is the same as 50 hundredths. And then we need to count over 3 tick marks. get to hundreds. 51 hundredths, 52 hundredths, 53 hundredths. And it is written as a decimal. So here it is, written as a decimal, 53 hundredths. All right. Our last number that we have here is 67 hundredths. It again is written as a fraction, but that's okay. Listen to how we say it. 67 hundredths. So we will find there's a 6 in the tenths place. So again, we will come here, 6/10, and then there's a 7 in the hundredths place, which makes that 67 hundredths. So let's count over 7. 61 hundredths, 62 hundredths, 63 hundredths, 64 hundredths, 65 hundredths, 66 hundredths, 67 hundredths. Let's check to make sure that we're correct. And 67 hundredths. Once again, I came down so that we could see it written in the number bond. There we go. We can actually see it. Yay. 67 hundredths. There's a 6 in the tenths place, a 7 in the hundredths place. We've now arranged our numbers in order from least to greatest. So we see that 5/10 is less than 53 hundredths, which is less than 6/10, which is less than 67 hundredths, which is less than 76 hundredths, which is less than 79 hundredths. So we have put our numbers in order from least to greatest using a number line. Now, it's time for us to try one together. We'll do one of the practice set problems. We'll do number 1. This was our practice that we had, but now let's go to our practice set page. If you will go to the end, you can find that there is a link for you to click on so that you're able to do the first one. Or again, you can pull out your dry erase board or your piece of paper and you can do this with me. All right, so the directions that we have here is there's a number line that's provided for you where you're going to locate fractions and decimals. What you're going to also do is just like we did, or I did, place a dot on the correct tick mark and write the number as it is seen in the question as a decimal or fraction. Remember, if you are changing it into a decimal, make sure that you represent it back as it's written in the original equation. All right, so the first one that we have here is 2/10. So let's find 2/10 on our number line. I'll give you a few seconds. All right, we're back. Now let's label 2/10 on our number line. As you're working, you can pause the video so that you can complete the number line, and then you can come back and see how you did. Or I'll pause and give you a few seconds so that you're able to complete each number at a time, whichever you choose that works best. All right, our next number on our number line is 1/10. Let's remember, it's written as a fraction, yes, but as we hear it, we hear that it says 1/10. 1/10 is located on the line. Can you put the dot, place the dot on it? There it is. And remember to write it as a fraction. Don't forget that. All right, let's go to the next one. And again, if you want to go ahead, you're more than welcome. This is our practice that we're doing together. So you're more than welcome to go ahead if you've gotten it. However, if you need to follow along with me, you're more than welcome to. The next fraction, the next number that we have is written in decimal form, which is 33 hundredths. We're remembering what digit is in the tenths place, what digit is in the hundredths place. And we're finding the digit in the tenths place, which our number line is labeled with tenths. And then we're going to move over 3 hundredths, 3 tick marks. So 31 hundredths, 32 hundredths, 33 hundredths. Now, if you need to do this next fraction, write it in number bond form, definitely do that. We have 12 100ths. Again, we're looking in the place value, the value of the digit. There's a 1 in the 10th place, which represents 1/10. There's a 2 in the 100th place, which represents the 200. So 1200. So 1/10 is equal to 10 hundredths, 11 hundredths, 12 hundredths. Remember to write it as a fraction. All right, the next one. The next one we have here is 21 hundredths. All right, so we have a 2 in the 10th place and a 1 in the 100th place. So 20 hundredths, if we count over one tick mark, we have 21 hundredths. Make sure you label it. Now it's a little close, so I brought down 21 hundredths and I labeled it underneath the number line. Don't let that confuse you. You can also write it sideways so that you can get the numbers in there. And the last number that we have on our number line is 32 100ths or 32 hundredths. Now, let's look again. It's written as a fraction, but listen to how you say it, 32 hundredths. Well, if we notice on our number line, we've already written 33 hundredths. So, where would 32 hundredths come? If we were to count back, 32 hundredths would be right next to 33 hundredths. Or if we practice how we've been doing it, we have 3/10ths, which is the same as 30 hundredths. We count over two tick marks, 31 hundredths, 32 hundredths. All right, great job. I wanted to also show that I had written the fractions and decimals, actually pull them off the number line and put them in order so that you can see them, being that we wrote some on top and some on bottom. So we have our 1/10, that's the least, which is less than 12 hundredths, which is less than 2/10ths, which is less than 21 hundredths, which is less than 32 hundredths. And the greatest of all of our decimals and fractions is 33 hundredths. Now, I have a link here that has the practice set problems on, just like where we were with the first one. It also includes the first one. I want you to take a moment or a few moments. I have provided you with a couple of problems that you can try on your own. All right, here are the problem types. We did number 1. We did that together. So you have numbers 2 and 3 that you're going to complete the number line. Again, you're going to complete them from least to greatest. Remember what we did. I also provided you with one problem type that's written in word form. It's written as a problem that you're going to solve. All right? So make sure that you read it and that you all answer the question along with practicing the strategy that we just did. You can do this. I'll come back and we'll share our answers. Now that you've had an opportunity to practice on the problems and complete them, by yourself, let's go back and check them. So again, remember we've done number 1. Excuse my handwriting. Here is number 2. So we put them in order and we found that 62 hundredths is the least. 7/10 is next. 75 hundredths is next. 8/10 is next. And 85 hundredths is the greatest. And the next question you had, putting them in order from least to greatest again. 1/10, 1 and 2/10 is the least. 1 and 24 hundredths is next. 1 and 31 hundredths is next. I apologize. Let me start over. 1 and 2/10 is the least. 1 and 24 hundredths is next. 1 and 3/10, which I put the point there, but I did not rewrite it due to space. Then 1 and 31 hundredths. And then the greatest is 1 and 43 hundredths. I know you noticed there that there was an actual whole number that was written, but I know you weren't challenged, or I know it wasn't challenging to complete. And the last one, the word problem. So the word problem said, in the long jump event, Rhonda jumped 91 meters. Mary jumped 1 2/10 meters. Harry jumped 94 hundredths of a meter. And Michelle jumped 1 16 meters. Who jumped the farthest? So we put our numbers in order from least to greatest. And the farthest was Mary, who jumped 1 2/10 of a meters. I know you did a great job. See you again tomorrow.